Oh. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is 4:13 on Sunday afternoon, and today is checkout day. But I'm on my bike. It's a long story. Stand by. I'm headed home on my motorcycle. No truck, no trailer. Go camping, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Go see the world, they said. In a camper, in an RV, they said. Well, the RV is fine. She's right ahead of me. That's not her. So we had a mechanical issue with the Ram. She has a 2017 Ram 2500, 6.7 Cummins diesel engine. I bought her used in 2020. Oh, look, there's deer. Oh, dear. Hello. Hi. How are you? Oh, see you later. But you are cute, aren't you? Is there another one around? I'm sure. All right. Well, that was a nice encounter. That was a nice goodbye. Goodbye, little Manatee River State Park, with all of your aunts. Oh. Yeah, we'll get to that. So, she's a 2017 Ram 2500 6.7 diesel, and I started her up yesterday because I was going to hitch up before going to Forgotten Angels. And I usually do that the night beforehand, but I wanted to, take part in the festivities of the announcement of the winner of Road King Kong. Good job. Congratulations to the winner. So, yeah. The volunteers were so awesome here at the park. I can't even say enough about them. Agnes, Allie, and Enrique all were great. Helped me out tremendously. So, the truck had not been used since Wednesday. And all I did was move her from in front of the rig to the side because I got a new neighbor and they came in really late at night. So to help them out and give them a little bit more maneuvering space, I moved the truck over and then I put my lights on so that they could see what they were doing. They were having a hard time backing up. You don't have lights and, whatever. It's just easier when you can see what you're doing. So when they were done setting up their camp, I moved the truck back over to in front of the rig, where she usually is. But it was a little off to the side. So yesterday morning, I go to hook her up, and lo and behold, I start her up, and I get out of the truck because I want to get my drill so that I can oh, he is turning on 301, so that I can lift the stabilizing jacks before hitching up, right? You have to lift up the stabilizing jacks before you hitch up because you have to raise and lower the jack. So when I went into the back seat to get the drill, thanks, my guy. He's coming in hot. I heard liquid coming out of the truck. And then I looked underneath and I saw the diesel fuel. So I immediately shut the truck off, and shut the truck up. Shut the truck up. Exactly. A gentleman, a family happened to be walking by, and he crawled underneath there, and he saw, what was going on, and he suggested that it may be a return fuel line. So that brings us to here and now. So yesterday I tried to get mobile mechanic techs to come on out to the campground, and all of the ones that I called, none of them answered. One suggested, if you want an immediate or faster response, please text. So I did, and the gentleman replied via text that he had a lot of runs today, a lot of people visiting from out of state, blah, blah, blah. But let him see what he could do, whatever. And he texted me back a short time later saying, hey, I'm in your area, and I'll let you know shortly if I can make it over to you or not. That was at 11:15 a.m., and I never heard back from him again. Nope. And at 3:30, I had to call it. And there was no other recourse for me to do. It's Saturday afternoon. What am I going to do? All shops are closed. I can't even run the truck. By the time I made it 2 miles to the end of the gate, not to mention the truck would be empty, not to mention that I would be spilling diesel fuel everywhere I drove. That's not good. If it's an accident, it's an accident, but to purposely do that, that's not a good scene. So I just called it a night and went on over to Forgotten Angels, and I made it in time to hear who the winner was. And that brings us to today. So today, I get up and immediately start working on this. So I call Good Sam, which I'm a member of Good Sam, and if you bought your rig at Camping World, there's a good chance that you're a member of Good Sam. So through Good Sam, I was entitled to a tow on my vehicle, my tow vehicle, to the nearest repair center. I'm still under warranty, and this issue is something that should be addressed by the dealership, which I last took her to 2 weeks ago. And it so happens that 2 weeks ago, I had both, there are two, fuel filters replaced in the Ram. Coincidental? I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. But anyway, so through Good Sam, they would take the Ram and to the nearest repair center. I said, can you take me to the nearest dealership? And she said yes. What I requested was for the Dodge to go back to the dealership in which she was last, I was last at, the one that changed the fuel filters. They should see what caused this and how it happened. I'm not a mechanic. Is there an O-ring? Is there a gasket? Did somebody get a screw? Did a line break? If it's wear and tear, that happens. So I get it. Things wear down faster down here because of the heat. But what do I do with the rig? If somebody comes and takes the truck, what do I do with the rig? So I said to Good Sam, okay, I'll take the closest dealership if I have no choice. What about my rig? So their response was, we'll take you to the nearest repair center. And I said, but ma'am, my rig isn't damaged, defective, broken in any way. So she said, well, that's the best that we could do, and it was just a couple miles away. And I said, that doesn't help me because I don't have anything wrong with the rig. Oh. And she said, that's all we could do. And I said, okay, I'm going to try other avenues but if that doesn't work out, can I call you back? And she said, absolutely, and gave me a reference number, and that would be option B for me. because I then called AAA, of which when I moved from New York, I had it switched to down here in Florida. I don't know if you know that when you move states, you can transfer over your account. I've been a member of AAA since 1986, I'm going to say. So I'm a premier member, and the bike is covered under the policy for the trucks as well. So I call, and the most beautiful woman on the other side of the line, we became best friends immediately. And she helped me out greatly. So here's how that goes. Let's make this turn, and we'll get on that. There are my girls. Hello, babies. My girl hooked me up and helped me out tremendously. What a beautiful woman she was, by the way. So I say to her, I go, I said, do you have coffee? And she's like, uh-huh. And I was like, okay, I got a story for you. Because nobody ever calls you with good news, right? And she was like, you got that right. So what a wonderful woman. So I told her about the truck being down, and she said, no problem. And then I said, okay, here's the kicker. I have a trailer that if I can only leave it here in the camp. My campsite happened to be, which is odd, was empty for the next 5 days. So if need be, I could leave the trailer there until I can get another truck or my truck is repaired and I go back for it. But something was happening inside the trailer. We'll get to that. So she says to me, okay, well, we do, tells me all about the truck, and yes, I can, have it towed to the dealership. I could have it towed to my house. I could have it towed anywhere within 200 miles because of the status of my account. I said, okay, fantastic. Love it. So I'm going to take it right to the dealership. Let's, skip over the house and let's avoid another tow. One and done, right? We get that. That's all squared away. We move that to the side, and then I ask her about the trailer. I said, do you by chance have RV coverage? And she says, yes, we do. How do I not know that? How did I not know that? How did I not? Because I put the bike on there just this June. So how did I not? I guess because I had Good Sam. I thought I was good, Spider. So she says it's only $53.30 for the year. That is cheaper than Good Sam, who only wants to take it to the nearest repair center. Mind you, she's not damaged. But that's all they want to do for me. So needless to say, I signed up for it, but I couldn't use it in this situation. You need 72 hours for it to kick in. So no worries, whatever's whatever. So here we are. With AAA, I said, well, how much would it cost? I understand that I don't have the benefits until 72 hours, but right now I have this situation at hand. So she says, well, yeah, we can send over a tow truck. Let me call, one of our agencies, and we'll see what we can do. So she does, and the gentleman calls me back, and he's like, okay, we could definitely do that. He goes, I said, okay, well, I'm waiting on another tow to take my truck. I'm in the state park. I'm camping. And he's like, oh. And he gave me a number, a figure, a dollar amount of how much it would cost for the tow, which was $75 less than Good Sam, because Good Sam would tow my trailer back to the house, but they wanted $442.75. So now the AAA tow truck company to tow the rig wanted $75 less than that, give or take. So he says to me, well, if I take both jobs, it's going to be quite a big difference less. Now, I don't have to pay for the RAM because that's part of AAA. But he gets paid, whoever comes to tow you gets paid through AAA. I could either stay in the park for another 3 or 4 days or 5 if need be. And this park is not that expensive. It's only $22 a night. But if I stay here for another 5 days and the truck's not fixed, then what? I just blew another $100 with the trailer still here, and I don't have a truck to tow it with. And one of my friends has a F-250 and graciously offered me his truck, and I appreciate that. Thanks, Bry. What a good man he is. Spend for Christ. Go check him out on Instagram. He's a good dude. So I went with the package deal. The gentleman that is towing both of the Ram and the Fury, he's doing a great job. He's handling my rigs and my trailer with care. I appreciate that. So first we're off to the house. We're going to drop off the Fury, and then he's going to continue on with to the dealership. So this hiccup, I 100% blame on mechanical error. So this story will be continued when we hear back from the dealership and find out what's what. So until then, don't give up. You know, if you're given lemons, make lemonade. Listen, what are you going to do? You know, you do the best that you can with the situation that you have at hand. That's it. Don't give up. You know, if there's a solution. There's always a solution. It's not the end of the world. The truck will get fixed. Yep. Those are my girls. And that's the name of the company, Tow Pros. So far, so good. And if you ever need a tow in the Tampa, St. Pete area, I highly recommend them. Tow Pros. They will literally hook you up. Good job. All right. So until next time, I will talk to you soon. Please subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you know when I put out new content. Be well, ride safe, and remember, you are not alone. Listen, there's always a solution to the problem. If this does not show you that, and my parents came down in their pickup truck, and we emptied out my pickup truck, so they came down, picked up that, and they picked up my precious puppy. So they should be home by now, but, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do all of this if they didn't come down, and most importantly, pick up my boy. All right. Remember, there's always a solution. Don't give up. You are not alone. Peace. So this is fun. Ha 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 ha!